wanna do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. Every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. Every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. We have to tell it and we getting it on. Baby girl, tell me what you wanna do. Yeah, right. We can stop on the bed, bath and beyond. Baby girl, tell me what you into. Yeah. Cause every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. Every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. Forever, my lady, like Jody said. You see your body keep controlling me, and I'm trying to get it popping like it's ecstasy. But your body should stay close to me. We gon' get it poppin', we gon' get it poppin' and soaking wet, fuck around. Got your girls, man, they all up saying, where you at? Where you at? Where you been spending time? Got a man, I always hit you up, but you not around. I'll be your not a man, I'll hit you up on the phone, I'm head down to pick you up, baby girl, when you all alone. I wanna call you up, but I can't do that shit. Come over here, baby, you the one I'm rolling with. You the one I'm fooling with. I spend the hours, 1,000 flowers and tuna fish. Baby girl, you the only one that I'm dealing with. I swear to God, the MC Hammer catch you too legit. And didn't know that you my mama mia. Baby girl, you picture perfect like the Mona Lisa. Take you out to France, do it a little dance. Telling me that you love me, you posting it on the gram. And didn't know that you my mama mia. Baby girl, you picture perfect like the Mona Lisa. Take you out to France, do it a little dance. Telling me that you love me, you posting it on the gram. Baby girl, I got plans for you. Better yet, I made plans for two. Take your time, let me admire you. And baby girl, we get it poppin' like we supposed to do. We can stop through the stairs, girl, I promise an hour. After we done with charades, we can jump in the shower. I'll tell the world that it's yours, baby girl, that it's ours. Anything that you need in life, baby, I got you. Baby girl, you the one, boo. Cause you the be the one when talking tough I turn to. Girl, I really love and I do admire you. You the one that I need. Baby girl, you the one, boo. Cause you the be the one when talking tough I turn to. Girl, I really love and I do admire you. You the one that I need. Every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. Every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. We have to tell it and we're getting it on. Baby girl, tell me what you wanna do. Yeah, right. We can stuff on the bed, bath and beyond. Baby girl, tell me what you into. Yeah, cause every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. Every day and night, every night and day, I wanna love your body, girl, in every single way. They give me small, I know.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you. All right, folks. Good morning, and welcome to the Costa Show. Today is Monday, the 18th day of April 2022. The time in Monrovia is 10:30 a.m. Well, it's actually a few seconds to 10:30 a.m. The time in Delaware is the same thing, a few seconds to 6:30 a.m. And we're very glad to be here. It's a lovely day from where I sit. I want to say good morning, good afternoon to all of you watching, listening via one of our multiple video or audio streaming platforms. It was a blessed, lovely weekend. And yesterday was Easter Sunday. Friday was Easter Friday, the day our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for those of us who are Christians, was crucified. And on the third day, he rose from the dead. The resurrection of Christ is the assurance that Jesus Christ died for us and that we too can live again. Because he died, because he was crucified, it meant that we were saved. That we were saved by the blood he shed, because he came and paid the ultimate price. As it is said in the Bible, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and that those who believe it in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Because he died, we shall have everlasting life. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's up, Waka?
Yeah, good morning, Costa, and good morning to our many listeners. It's good to be here with you this morning.
It is good to be here this morning. So today is the day the government has said that they will be publishing the autopsy report that was conducted to determine cause of death of the late Princess Cooper.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's still going to happen today, Buckeye?
Well, yeah, because we are waiting a press conference from the Ministry of Information. That's where we come up with the result, and yeah, but I think it will happen today.
What do you expect, Buckeye? What do you expect them to say today? What findings do you expect the so-called autopsy may have reached? What do you think?
I think it will just be the usual. There was no foul play. Probably it was something that she consumed from her for herself. You know, there was no foul play.
Why do you feel that way? You are a Liberian. Let's forget Wakai, the talk show host. You are a Liberian citizen. Why do you not trust the system? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel? And by the way, I feel the same way. There's no difference between how you feel on this matter. I feel the exact same way, that the government will issue a statement or their findings will conclude that 25-year-old Princess Cooper, who apparently was of great health, suddenly got sick and died or something. I don't trust them, right? I do not trust them, period. But I'm going to ask you, why do you hold such sentiments of deep distrust, which, by the way, is very legitimate? Why do you feel that way?
Well, from the beginning, they said there was no foul play. And secondly, once they come up with another, information telling us that there was a foul play, it become a contradiction. First, no foul play. Second, foul play. And then where would they get?
But then why do they have a Lebanese guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, then where would they get a person
that concludes that there was no foul play, as Moses Carter said on the outset of this investigation?
Yeah.
Then why did they hold a Lebanese guy? Hello?
That's a question.
Okay, then suppose the autopsy finds that she was given some kind of foreign substance and she ingested it, which might have caused her death, which is where we're all leaning, right? Based on the signs and everything that we saw. Blood oozing from the nose, the mouth, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if their findings contradict what Moses Carter said on the onset, that there was no foul play, well, what do you think should happen to Moses Carter? What do you think should happen to the Liberian National Police people?
Yeah, well, Costa coming up with such a funding, then in the entire Liberian National Police, because it's not bordered around Moses Carter. Moses Carter was given a mandate.
He was instructed to say what he
Was
said.
instructed to say what he said. He didn't just woke up from the blue sky and come and say, "Oh, there was no foul play." So, the entire Liberian National Police, then something should be. The president should take some action there, because they should have waited for this day to reach before coming up with something.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it. They just went ahead and said there was no foul play. Now coming up with a topsy report today, it will contradict the entire situation. And Costa, what I'm thinking is that if they come up and say there was a foul play, where or who carry on this foul play?
Oh, well, they're gonna have to find a person. That's the thing, Baga. When law enforcement is investigating a matter, in this case, a homicide, and they believe that that person was killed, then they must find the killer.
Yeah, they must.
That's how it works. If a crime was committed, then there was a perpetrator of that crime. There's a victim. A crime happens only when there's a victim and when there is a perpetrator. So if Princess Cooper was killed, as we would like to believe that she was killed, they must find her killer. They must find her killer. That is the way it works. You know, so the reason, let me tell you something about that. How long did it take before they finally announced reluctantly that they had a certain Lebanese national in their custody?
It took weeks.
Many weeks.
Yeah.
Don't you think it could have been the tremendous pressure that the people were applying, that we kept talking about this, people kept protesting and stuff? Don't you think that is what caused that?
That's it.
Do you think on their own they would have done that? I don't believe they would have.
Nope. The pressure from all angles, that's what causing them to do what they are doing now, sir.
Why does it have to be that way, Bwaka? Why do the family members, why do the general public, members of the general public, why do they have to make a lot of noise and agitate before we can get our government to say something to us? Why?
Yeah, because this been happening. There's not the first case. It's been happening in other cases.
I agree.
It's something that's been happening from day one. So they become reluctant about some things that, except the citizen takes action, that's the only time they say, okay, let's try to do something. But this been happening in the previous cases. The 3 missing boys, you saw what happened. Up to now, there haven't been no report, any information about the 3 missing boys.
Now, let's move on to something else here. The much talked about a sports park. Now, I'm going to say something. There is something about this sports park that I'm particularly happy about, or happy for. The 50 housing units that were constructed for those people who lived in those little zinc shacks. The president called it Ashanti town. The Ashantis. President, we are Ashanti. It is not, well, Ashanti is a tribe in Ghana. You know the Ashantis, right, Waka? They're one of the largest tribes in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the president's interview, and he was talking about, he was so passionate. Man, the guy is so passionate about this sports park. And he was talking about, you see all the Ashantis. Well, the Ashantis, Mr. President, that tribal. When they say Shanty town, then they ain't talking about the Ashanti tribal. They're not talking about the Ashanti tribe. They're talking about Shanty, Shanty. Okay, but anyway, let's forget that. I think Tiwa or Tia, something like that. But anyway, they decided to build units for those people. There were those ugly units. The people were living in those zinc shacks there. And so they decided to build those units. But why did they paint them green though? And the way they built them, I mean, they could have made them a little more vibrant. They could have given a little more vibrant appeal to it. But the way they built them, the way they just line them up like that, 50 units. I'm happy for those people. I'm sure you all are, Bwaka. I'm happy that those poor people who were living in those zinc shacks finally have had the opportunity to enjoy some of their money. And now don't be grateful to George Weah. I saw this lady, they were interviewing her for the documentary they did for the government, and the lady asked the lady, so what do you feel about this house that you live in now? Well, the woman say, oh, you know, we used to live in this place where we couldn't even invite friends to come here, but today we have these nice homes, and thanks to thanks to the government, our money. Why do people think that Joe Weah money? That place when I built with Joe Weah money. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say that place ugly. I will not say that. I will not say that it's a waste of money. It makes that place look good. Let's be honest. It makes it look good. But then Joe Weah money.
But they are not in a Weah's project, so that's why everybody keeps saying
it is not his money. And I have a problem with the museum they put in it. Why would they put a George Weah museum in it? It is not George Weah personal property. You use public dollars. You use our money, tax dollars, to build a sports park. Up to now, have they told us how much that place cost? What guy?
Nope.
What do you do with every public project? Transparency. You tell the public the cost of this project is $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear them at any point in time say how much they put in that damn place?
Nope.
They haven't. Why do you think they haven't told us how much that place costs? Do we not deserve to know, fellow Liberians?
We do.
Is it not our money? Did Mr. Weah build that place out of his pocket? No, it is our money. It is our money. So the point is, if you use our money to build a place such as that, you tell us how much the project cost.
Yeah.
They have not told us how much the project cost. Why do you think they are not telling us that?
Because
now, you use our money to build a museum, a small museum, one-man museum. They got the Diadora football boots that Weah used to wear back in the day when he played football. They got his different jersey numbers, his different jerseys he wore. Did you know that, guy?
Yeah, but Costa, let me see. You know,
this is wrong. You don't use our money to build a museum for yourself.
Costa, he did that because it's a sports spa, and there have been different segments.
It's a sports spa built with public money. It is not Mr. Weah's money.
Yeah,
so you don't build a museum for yourself. First of all, let me tell you something. In the civilized world, civilized leaders do not build themselves museums while they're in power. Hello, Mr. Boakai. You don't build yourself statues. You know who does those things? The people who, when you leave power, and because you did such great work, it is the people who come after you, your successors. They're the ones who see the reason. They're the ones who see who see it legitimate and necessary to do those things in your honor, to celebrate your accomplishments when you are in power. You don't do those things while you are in power yourself. You don't see any civilized leader, Wakai, building a museum in his honor or naming a public project in his honor while he is in office. It does not happen. Wakai. Go on, say what you wanted to say.
Yeah, what I'm just about to say, you know, he being a war best, African best, a legend. You know, he thought it was, I need to get a small space within his spokesperson to make people know that there was once a legend in Liberia in the water ash, that when they come to see some stuff about me.
No, guy, it is very egotistical. It is a narcissistic behavior. You do not do that yourself. Look, if you want to build a museum, you use your own private money and you build a museum in your honor. But normally that's not even the way it works. It is the people who come after you that do that. When you leave power and they think you did such a great job. Now, let me ask you something. Back in the day, there was a statue or a monument of George Weah on Broad Street. Some ugly monument they built. Do you remember? I'm not sure you do. That statue was built, I believe, by the city of Monrovia or something. They built that statue before he entered politics. This is pre-2005 George Weah entry into politics. They built that statue. It was on Broad Street. But guys, you don't do this. You don't do this. You don't build a museum in your honor while you're in power. How you will take public money and build a facility? This is corruption. You know what corruption is? Corruption is not just when you steal money, But you can't take public money and build a facility for the public. Number one, you don't tell the public how much the project cost. Number two, you put a museum of yourself in this public facility. Okay, if you want to put a museum there, we want to see Jim Silencer Deba. We want to see Christopher Ware when he plays for Arsenal. We want to see Zeze Ramos. We want to see Pee-wee Bestman. We want to see Louis Quaton. All the great Liberian football players. We want to see memorabilia. You know what the bookman calls memorabilia? Eh? Their old football boots, their old jerseys, any kind of thing, item that holds significant value from the past. We want to see memorabilia of all of these great players in it. Then it will be fair. Then it will be fair. George Weah was not the only one who played football, great football from Liberia. He reached the highest peak. We understand that. But James Silencer Deba is not called the nation's most celebrated for no reason. Silencer Deba is referred to as the nation's most celebrated because Silencer Deba played better football for Liberia in Liberia than George Weah. Do you know that, Wagai?
Yep.
Do you know that Deba? People can say Deba. It's not Deba, it's Deba. That's why his name is spelled D-E-B-B-A-H. Deba. Deba. Let me tell you something. The reason Silencer Deba is called the nation's most celebrated is because Deba played better football in Liberia than George Weah. Outside of Liberia, George Weah was the champion. But in Liberia, Deba was better. So where are the items of memorabilia or the James Silencer Deba memorabilia in that facility? Eh? All the other great players. So the point about it is that you do not use public funds to do a project and then you personalize the project. Now, Mr. Weah was interviewed and he said, those who don't want to see this facility and that they are business. If they pass by the place, they don't notice it, that's their business. Mr. Weah, I want to say something to you. That sports park is not ugly, it's fun. You understand me? It's not ugly. Nobody in their son mind will tell you say it's ugly. From the pictures that I've seen, the videos that I've seen, it's not bad. It helps to add beauty to that area. Those 50 housing units for our poor people, I'm happy about that. At least they are lucky to get to enjoy some of their own country's money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But my issues, number one, you have not told us how much you spent to do that project. And that's our money. You have not told us. Number two, we want to know how the whole bidding process was conducted. Who was the contractor? Do you know who the contractor was, Bagan?
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Do you know whether they did any comprehensive bidding process to award the project out?
No. Chogonkwi was just, selected by the president and said,
Chogonkwi was just taken by the president and told to execute the project. Thank you. Now, so we have issues. But to say that they play ugly, I will never say that. I will never say it is ugly. It is not. Bugger, you pass by that place. Does that play look ugly to you from outside?
Well, the place is nice, Costa.
Thank you. That's not our issue. So we see that he's. Did you see his interview? He was angry. Oh, you see an interview, Joe? Yeah. Those are y'all who pass here and y'all get eyes, but you ain't see the play. Nobody in their sound mind will say that play ugly. That play not ugly. It is not ugly. You understand me? It is not ugly. But we got problem with the way you want to personalize the project. The other issue I got problem with, you shut the whole country down. You shut the whole country down from essentially from Thursday, right?
Yeah.
From Thursday. You shut the whole country down there for one day sports park.
From Thursday to Sunday. Even yesterday, the play was packed. No way to pass.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? So these are the issues, these are the problems that we have. You understand? Tell us the cost of the project. We want to know the cost of the project. We want to see how the process was, the project was awarded, and then we don't want your personal museum in it, please. Especially your personal museum built with our money. But does the guy not know that this is corruption?
Yeah, because my question
you take our country money and you build me museum for yourself? Does he not know that this is corruption? Official corruption? Eh? Go ahead.
Was it really necessary in inviting former soccer legends to opening of this park? Because they're just for children, you know, it's not something like you know, something major, but inviting all of the people at the occasion, you know, everything comes with funds, and we don't know how much he spent in getting them over here. That's another thing.
Boy,
yeah,
I have the picture of the. I have the picture of the Lebanese guy. Boy,
yeah.
Somebody just sent me the picture of the Lebanese guy the police brought in for the Princess Cooper case. We owe the public to publish this, right? Where do you stand, folks?
Yeah, we need to publish it. We need to know who's the who's.
I have the picture of the Lebanese guy. Yes. Wow. I have the picture of the Lebanese guy sitting in one of the offices at the Liberia National Police headquarters. What do we do, Baka? Every time there's a suspect, what happens? The police will call the name of the suspect, right?
Yeah.
Even if they invite you in for questioning, what do? Look at what this government did to me. They say, oh, Costa did this, Costa that. And they carry me there. They took pictures, they published, they did that. We are going to publish the picture of the Lebanese guy that they brought in for questioning. We will publish the picture of the guy they brought in for questioning. The Lebanese fellow. We will publish it. Oh, yeah. Where you acting like that for? Y'all will see the man sitting now in the office of R1. You know who R1 is? One of the big police people. I think he's in the investigation, the department where they investigate. My people, where are you heading? I will publish the photo. So you can recognize the Lebanese guy they brought in. You think we're going to hide it from you? Jesus Christ, we're not going to hide it from you. We're going to show you a damn picture. Wait, before I even go to post it, let me show it to you right now. This is a Lebanese fellow sitting in the office of R1 at the Liberia National Police headquarters. Now, I got the picture. I guess you'll be wondering, oh, they want to protect the guy. They want to protect the guy. But we got a picture. We got a photo.
Yeah.
Folks, can you see the picture?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Clear. That is the Lebanese fellow sitting there in R1's office at the Liberia National Police headquarters. I will publish the picture, but let me show it to you first before I even publish it. Look again. If you can see it, let me know you can see it.
Yeah.
That is a picture of the Lebanese fellow sitting there in R1's office at the LMP headquarters. That is the fella. I don't know his name yet, but it should be easy to get his name. It should be easy to get his name. This is a guy. He is clearly an elderly guy. He should be above 50. Late 50s, close to 60, I would say. Yeah. That's the guy. Okay, my people say they can see it. Crystal clear. I will show it to you one more time. This picture was taken of him sitting in R1's office at the Liberia National Police headquarters. Are you there, boy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. My camera has suddenly got him blurred. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's blur.
I don't know why is that. Why? Because I showed the man picture? Huh?
Probably the man is as a who, so you get
maybe the man got juju. I showed the man picture to my camera, then my camera just getting blurred. But all right, let's go to the phone lines and take some calls. I'm gonna post a picture. Don't worry about that. I will post the picture. But my camera suddenly got blurred. I mean, blurry. Suddenly got blurry. Somebody saying don't post that picture yet. Oh, you say I'm gonna confirm it first. Don't worry, Black Diamond. It's from a great reliable source. Don't worry. The source is very, very reliable. Yeah. Okay, I will not show the picture to the camera again. Maybe I should wipe the camera a little bit, but I didn't test the lenses.
Yeah, camera will beg you. Camera will beg you. When I show the picture again.
Yeah, when the camera fell, I swear to God. But when I don't know what happened. It's kind of strange though. I just showed the thing to the camera, then the camera just get blurry. I don't know. Let's go take some calls. But let's go to the phone lines and take some calls. The camera suddenly got very blurry. I'm sure you all can notice. It's very strange. We are going to go to the phone lines and take some calls there. You're watching, you're listening to the Costa Show. Somebody said to wipe it, but I didn't touch it. So apparently I shouldn't show the phone to the camera. So I don't know why it's that. Okay. All right.
Let's take some calls. Like he says, 0770-102-102-886-010383. You know, posting a picture will put more pressure on the Liberian National Police and the government.
We'll post the picture, yeah. So this is the guy that brought in, but why they hiding him?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are they hiding him? I'm sorry, folks. The camera got suddenly blurry. Okay. I don't know why. Maybe some of you IT people can tell us what happened, but the camera suddenly got blurry. But let's go to the phone lines and take some calls. We will post the picture so that you all can see it. Let me take this call quickly. Okay, I'm going to mute this thing and take this call quickly.
All right. So, folks, keep your calls coming in 0770-102-102. 886-010383 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231 888-624-171. So, like we said today, the government of Liberia will be coming up with their autopsy report. Yep. So we await that. Just placing your calls in. You'll be live on the Costa Show this morning. The WhatsApp number +231 888-624-171.
Okay. Let's take calls there. Let's take some calls. I mean, the guy just made our camera a little blurry. I'm telling you. Let's take some calls. Now, thank you for reminding me. A few days ago, yeah, the thing that got blurry. Maybe because I showed the phone to the thing. I don't know why, but let's forget that. We'll do the show. A few days ago, hold on, folks. Let me just try to see what I can wipe this thing a little and see.
It's still the same.
Yeah, hold on, Baga. I will switch camera. Hold on. I will switch.
Yeah, it's okay.
You know what I did?
No.
I switched the camera.
It's okay that
I switched from the webcam to the FaceTime camera that's built with building my MacBook Air. That's what I switched to. But yeah, so you know, it looks different. It's not the same thing. I just switched the camera. Yeah, but so a few days ago, actually on Saturday morning, I received a credible credible information from someone who's close with one of the boys who works for Jefferson Koji. And he sent me pictures as well as audio from this young man and he wanted to share with me because he was concerned about the young man. And the guy who sent me this information has spoken with the young man, and the young man had called him to say that he was locked up in Jefferson Koji's generator room. And the reason they locked him up in Koji's place, according to him, is because he had supposedly wasted one of those guys' food, palm butter and rice. He had supposedly wasted the guy's food. So they tied him up, and I mean they started beating him. And then when Koji came home, apparently, they told Koji what had happened, and Koji ordered that they beat him up, and they locked him up. They handcuffed him. They beat him until he cut on one of his fingers. So they locked him up. I believe I sent you the audio. I mean, those we need to play this stuff. So they locked him up, and he was there for this happened on Wednesday, the 13th of April. Okay. They put up people's son. I'm sending you the recording. I want you guys to play. And I posted these, and of course, Koji responded to it. He says it's a lie, but it's not a lie. So they locked the people's son up, beat him, and they say Koji does this regularly. And even in one of the audios that I published, you can hear the boy. I mean, you can hear the generator in the background. Waka, you have the audios. I want you to play them. You can hear the young man in this room as he's talking with the thing in a background playing. The generator running. You can hear the generator noise in the background as he's talking. So according to what we were told, this is what Koji does to his people. Now, does this not remind you of Chucky? Perhaps you were too young. You might not remember. But Chucky Taylor, this is exactly how Chucky used to treat his domestic workers. So one time, Chucky beat his driver to death, or had him beaten to death, because the driver hit a dog with his car. I think it was a Range Rover or something. Chucky beat that driver to death because the driver hit a dog, a D-O-G, with his car. Yeah, he beat him to death. So Koji, you know, when people try to tie Koji to Chucky, and Koji would be he would be dismissive. But when you look at the way Koji behaves, it reminds you so much of how Chucky Taylor was. This is how Koji does with his workers. He beats them, he has them beaten, he locks them up in the generator room, and you can see. Play the audio block. There are two clips I send you. One is 36 seconds long, and the other one is 11 seconds long. Yeah. So Koji is a terrible boy. Terrible animal. But you all remember Koji ran Sabu unit on the grounds of CDC headquarters.
So I should Koji. I said, well, I don't waste that food. The mission of doing that staying place. Yesterday, I come on church meeting. The main promoter reggae wasted for in the security booth. The put together and say, I don't want to waste the food. So I should go jail. I said, well, I don't waste that food. I will go jail. But all the whole crew told me, they came in to put hang on my hand. They are coaching down. I had to go and see me, coaching say, oh, I had a PA. You're laying down, I report, they give me all my proof for me, report, they give me, he hung on me with the hang on. Yesterday, I mean, of falling in La Boya. I mean, of pity on the ring. Well, today, they say, tonight, again, they come and pick me again.
That's a young man explaining to a friend.
I got wasting at the Pomara on the ground. Anything at the Pomara, anything I fully wasted. They put me in the generator, I think you get a generator.
Baga, hold on. You will play that one again. Now, I wanted to say something. You hear the generator beating. You hear the generator running. That's the generator room. They have the young man in. Play it again. I got more audio tapes here. Play it. So they released
the food I got wasting at the Pomara on the ground. Anything at the Pomara, anything I fully wasted. They put me in the generator. I think you get a generator.
Yeah. You hear that, Baga? Yeah, Gary McCall, thank you. The guy, Chucky Taylor, beat to death his driver. His name was Isaac Gono. Yeah, he hit a dog with his car, and there was a little dent on Chucky Taylor's car. A little dent. Chucky beat that driver to death for hitting the dog with a car, with his car. So when you look at Koji just reminds you of Chucky. Yeah, that's what he does. But let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to the phone lines and take some calls there. Let's go to the lines and take some calls.
Koji responded to you. I don't know.
Koji responded about the hell with him. Let me tell you what they did. They released the young man, but they didn't let him go. So his friend called him back, and he said to his friend, "Why you go post the picture I sent you? I didn't send you the picture so you can get rid of Heron Costa." He told the guy. So they took him out of the place after we posted the pictures. They took him out of this generator room and put him outside, but they refused to let him go. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. You know why they refused to let him go?
No.
Because they are afraid he will go to the press and talk to us and stuff like that. They refused to let him go. So they released him they put him out of the generator room after we went public with the stuff, but they didn't let him go. So this boy is there telling the friend, why you go get a picture of the Costa? He who they have beaten badly. You see all the beating marks on his back and everything. And he's there saying to the guy, why will you publish the pictures, or why will you send the pictures to Henry Costa? Can you imagine that, boy?
Yeah, but probably Costa, he's thinking about his security. Where he at now, his security come first.
Well,
because you don't know what they telling him there. You don't know what they're telling you. What could be their next action?
Koji is a terrible boy. But we're trying to reach out to his family, the boy's family. And the family people, they're not happy at all. They don't even like the fact that their son works for Koji. I'm told they've told him, stay away from this man, but the boy will not listen. I'm told that's what they've told him, stay away from Koji. But the kid, I'm told he's stubborn. And you see what Koji did to him. Somebody's child, and I'm told 3 people have died in Koji's place, 3 domestic workers in the last 12 months. Yeah. They've died because of the way they would brutalize them, and we've heard nothing about it. I was shocked. In fact, if this guy had not sent me evidence of these things, I would not have run with it. But I had the audio tips of the boys speaking. There are many clips. I have tons of clips of how this boy was treated. And he said, this is routine. This is what they do. They beat people. I mean, can you imagine why the victim is trying to, they're telling him to tell his friend, why did you send the picture to Costa? And I know to you to send it to Costa. That's what the young man is saying.
Costa, le mena sedition.
So you're teaching your life is not important to you, your family who born you. You want to die for Koji? You want Koji to kill you?
Oh. Costa, the guy can do anything for Koji. Anything. I'm telling you, I'm serious. Anything. Wow. Yeah.
I don't want supporters like that who would think that their lives are not important. Yeah. If your life is not important to you and to the country, I don't want you around me. Yeah. If you think that you exist and your life only has meaning when you can throw it away for somebody else to benefit, then something is wrong with you. I don't want you around me. Let's take some calls.
All right.
Let's go to the lines and take some calls there, boy guy.
Call now on 0770-102-102-886, 010383, 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number here is +231 8624171. Let's take this person. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see if we can take it from this angle. Just keep your calls coming in. We'll take them and put you through this line. Good morning.
Yeah, what happened is the network. Can you hear me now?
Good morning. Welcome. You are live.
Okay, great. I said that the part that Joy we are built.
Your name and where you calling us from? Your name.
James Ratto Jr. and I'm calling from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Okay. Am I clear, sir?
Go ahead. You are live.
Okay. I want to allude to what Costa was talking about. The park, Invincible Park that was built is beautifully built. But with a museum, I think Joy we have put a personal pictures and stuff there. That is a sign of being a narcissist and egotistical. Because other people that play football, they are, member leaders will be there as well. The item they used to use before is supposed to be there. And that's one. The second one is the Princess Cooper case. The Lebanese guy, I'm told that Costa got the picture of the Lebanese guy. But I want to advise, get your source correct and the name and everything before you bring it. Because the Bible says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man sow, so shall he reap. the truth will come out.
All right.
And then the third one is Jefferson Koji. There's no doubt in my mind that he was working with the late Chucky Taylor, and that behavior is completely rebel behavior. But it will catch up with him. Aha. So yes,
right.
Thank you for the show and keep up the good work, Henry.
Thank you so much for calling in. The phone lines are still open: 0770102 886-010-383 555-102-102. So over the weekend, the Unity Party candidate
let's talk about that.
Brennan Samukai, there was a massive welcome ceremony in Lofa County.
Yeah. Brownie, was it Friday or Saturday?
It was on Saturday.
Yeah. So Brownie Samukai went into Lofa and he was given a rousing reception by the people of Lofa. And he went in with the Unity Party's candidate for the race.
Galakpa Kotima.
Yeah, Galakpa Kotima. And they went in there. And Brownie said that he will be very active in the elections. That is what Brownie said.
Yeah.
He will campaign, he said. He will be involved. And how do you think the CDC people will react to this, Baka? Brownie he was granted not amnesty. What did they do? They actually just waved or something like that, waiver. But how do you think they are going to react to it? That Brownie is going to go campaign for this guy?
Well, Costa, they will be feeling bad. But what to do? Their president already did what he should have done as a head of state. So nothing more they can do. They just have to accept the fact and move on. And it's going to give them tough time in Lofa because Brennan Samukai, with all of what have happened to him, the Lofians are already angry. Yeah, then they going to election and he's been spearheading the campaign. It's going to be a very big one. Very big one.
Yeah.
Let's Martina Konate on this line. Martina, good morning. Welcome.
Morning, Bwaka. Good morning, leader. Good morning to our many listeners. Martina Konate, Costa Princess. I call it from Monrovia, Liberia. Bwaka, thank you for having me on the show this morning. Quickly, I want to make input on the Princess Copper issue. We've been advocating for justice for Princess Copper and other citizens in this country. But the substance spoke the government about the release. We already know what in the substance spoke. That was sorry. They already told us. Princess Copper did not die for any cause. Princess Copper never had any tuberculosis. And thanks be to God that Princess Copper in her family they got a medical doctor. So any report they come our way, we're going to battle the report. And one thing I want Nigeria to do for us, you should please tell her to get this pathologist fees. Because this pathologist is one of the pathologists in this country that compromise all the cases in this country. This makes a clinical pathologist to just diagnose cancer. He's not a forensic pathologist. Now, what they do to this man, people they want to come up the case in this country. What do they make to be a free of this man? Then they is not a forensic pathologist. And a clinical pathologist cannot do a forensic work. This man is a clinical pathologist, not a forensic pathologist. This is the thing they do for other speaker executives. They always do to him. And this man cannot carry on forensic or something. This people are done as a guy that was cancer. Clinical pathologist, I use forensic pathologist right. So that is what the people coming out with, we're not going to accept it. If they see that they put on the case, we will not rest. When they arrest their Princess Copper boyfriend, when they call a friend for questioning, they are new and public. But when they say that this is a here, or probably will come here, what project of commit crime, or his name cannot be published, we don't know his name, we don't see a photo, but the police protecting him. So when the police try to get a criminal about rebel and us, when they arrest their Princess boyfriend, the boss he was mental. Why is it that he cannot be mental? We are working upon this boyfriend. They say it's great like a disgrace to thinking they're coming from CIA. We are planning after their substance report today. We're planning to come up of what we will be the city. If they want to whether they kill us, what they are not there for. Thank you for asking on the show. No justice, no rest.
All right. Thank you so much, Martina. Let's take some
Take that call, and I want to say something about what Martina said about the qualification.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome. You are live.
Morning, Baka. Morning.
Your name, where you calling us from?
Yes. Good morning. Our hero in the United States. This is the religious advisor to the Costa Show.
Okay.
And I'm calling from Bannersville this morning.
Welcome.
You know, I must say thank you to you for your work you are doing for us, the Liberian people. The issue of princess, you know, they have gone to certain extent that the consortium of Liberian people has been doing for it. But it is because of you being on your platform consistently, that is why things are happening the way they are happening. You know,
Interesting too.
from the onset when this thing started, the police was somehow contradictory to the information dissemination to the public. But from the little action, at least they are coming out. Whatever picture you have there, we await the publication, whether it is authentic, and I know that you cannot give something that you don't trust in. Eric, you have done it many years. You have a very good source. When the information is given to you and it is brought to the public, they will say that lab or you go to the cap that to the same thing Henry Costa said. Now, another thing my attention has been through the hero, the issue of the Unity Party. Henry, let me say this. Look, it needs a radical action, and I like the intervention of Samukai. That's the kind of action for me as a Gajibo. That's what I like. When I saw Samukai and the United Party candidate, it pleased my heart so much. But man, they cannot regime, and they cannot regime, you will put your head between your legs. They're going to put the food over your head. Eat it. So what we need to do now is we stand up for ourselves. You can have these guys and lie our rights to be placed on their feet. We can't allow it. So the United Party candidate, we have, and even more at least the Henry Costa, you should reach out to them too, man. It's not time to be diplomatic. You just wear next time, you should press conference. It's not about it. You should be radical. Reach out to the federal coordinator, to the district, and let us get the information. Thank you for the minute time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Baga, let me hold you there. Dr. Benedict Coley is not a forensic pathologist. He is a clinical pathologist. There's a difference. A forensic pathologist is the pathologist who is trained in studying or examining a corpse or a dead body in order to determine cause of death. That is what a forensic pathologist does. A clinical pathologist, which is what Dr. Benedict Coley is a pathologist who is trained to diagnose diseases in the body and to develop treatment for those, prescribe and develop treatments for those diseases. So Benedict Coley does not deal with dead bodies. He deals with the living body. But you see, the clinical pathologists deal with the body, living bodies of people. They study the body. They to determine what's making the person sick, to understand what kind of disease that they are suffering from, and they prescribe or develop treatment for that particular person. That is what Dr. Benedict Coley does. What you need is a forensic pathologist. A forensic pathologist is a pathologist who is trained to open up a corpse. I'm sorry, I have to sound a little brutish, and to study to determine what caused the person's death. Dr. Benedict Coley is not that sort of pathologist. Now, the first thing there, and you know what? His credentials. We have his credentials. Benedict Coley is not qualified to be doing autopsy. He is a clinical pathologist, not a, he is not a forensic pathologist. What you need to determine cause of death is a forensic pathologist, which is not what Dr. Benedict Coley is. So Martina is right. We have his credentials, his CV. We have a CV.
Yeah, Costa. So if the report come out that there was a foul play for you, what do you think? Will you be okay with that, or it will just be just to save face?
Yeah, but Baga, when you say foul play, then you got to get to the bottom of it. You got to tell how it happened. You got to tell who killed her. First of all, the physician, I mean, we want to see the autopsy report, publish it. If there was foul play, then you got to show that how she died. She ingested something. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. She must have given her something that she ingested, some kind of foreign toxic substance that might have caused her to die. That bleeding that we saw. Why the girl just bleeding? That thing look normal to you?
Nope.
It looking normal to you? You see the blood trail? They get bleeding from the house. She came all the way downstairs.
Too much.
They get bleeding all on the concrete floor, in the yard. That is not normal. It is not normal. So Benedict Colley is not qualified, folks. That's the first thing I need you to know. We have a CV. Benedict Colley is a doctor. He is a pathologist, but not the kind that is needed to conduct this autopsy. No, he is a clinical pathologist. He looks at living bodies of people. He studies them. He tries to analyze what's making them sick. And then he will recommend, after he does the diagnosis, he will then develop treatment for them. Not that go make the medicine, but he will then recommend what kind of treatment they should take. What you need in this case is a forensic pathologist. This is a person who's trained to look at the dead body, open it up, study it to determine what caused the person's death. That's what you need, and that's not what you have. So how can I trust what Benedict Colley says when he is not qualified to do the job? Okay? That's the right thing. How can I trust what he says? So let's take some calls there, but I'm sorry, I don't trust them. Please call the numbers out again, and let's go back to the phone lines and take some calls there.
0770102-102 886-010-383 555-102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231 888-624-171. Just keep your calls coming in this morning. You will be live with us here. Yeah. We have talked a lot of things. You have your own to say. You can place in your calls now and be live with us on this Costa Show this morning, 21 minutes past 11. Let's take.
Then you got some people talking about they get died on TV. They tell you to have somebody that can die on TV. So the guy on TV, she didn't know ever said. Somebody say, my man on Spoon Talk, like what they said. Maybe they were just joking, man. They couldn't have said that.
Good morning.
Yeah, no, my man could not have said.
Good morning, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. Your name, where you calling us from?
This is Isaac calling you from Atlanta, Georgia. On the issue, Princess Cooper issue. I heard the news yesterday from Spoon Talk, and the result that is coming out. For me, I'm not surprised, but that is not something that nobody want to hear, and nobody want to listen to it, because yesterday on Spoon Talk, the same thing they get said, or Prince, or what her name, or Costa Princess. The same information that came out to say it was cause of tuberculosis, which of course, Bremer called it TB. And I doubt that, because reason is very simple. If this guy would be killed by that disease, it's not something that would just catch somebody today and die tomorrow. By the end of the day, maybe she had her own personal doctor. Nobody knows. They have to make that photo up as well. And another issue I got a problem with the issue of the park. That park is not for George Weah kid. It's not for George Weah himself. Whether George Weah put whatsoever on it is for the Liberian people. So at the end of the day, what is good, it is good. We agree that opposition will come out to criticize the issue of that park, but let us not put that to any politics issue, because George Weah built that park for the Liberian people. So from Friday up to yesterday, there was a lot of Liberians, a lot of jubilation, a lot of pictures taken. People have fun on the park. So, it's just my input this morning on the issue of the park with the Princess Cooper.
Right.
The funding that is coming out this morning is not going to be a good thing for the Liberian people.
Thank you so much for calling in. The phone lines are still open. Call me and you'll be live this morning.
I don't believe that TB. TB can just catch you and kill you like that. You know what TB can do to you before it kills you? If you have tuberculosis, you know what it does before it kills you? TB doesn't do that. TB, you correct.
But Costa, why is it that there will be no consent from the person that she went to in a house there if such a thing will happen to her?
When you get TB, before it reaches the point where it kills you, you will not be able to move around, sir. The way you'll be coughing. You know they got graveyard cough? Yeah, so you can't get TB and be walking around like that. Let's take some more calls there. Right. I don't believe that TB. They better tell the real thing. First of all, the pathologist usually the men are qualified.
Yeah.
Good morning, welcome.
Boca. Yeah, thank you, Boca. Good morning, and good morning to him and Pedro Costa. This is DJ Lumet from Corway. Thank you very much. Look, Costa, that report is damaging. Look, it just go to the people that Liberia, anything they want to do, they can do it to you, and nothing can come from other ears. Because when we listen to the police were paying, because the police, that report will come up, because the police said, the first thing the police ran before the issue, they said there was no foul play. So they're coming out to tell me, I mean, I know somebody that had TB, and one of my uncles said had TB. And TB don't say that I can't get family with blood right away. You got to go through certain days and time. So now you go and you will see the TB patient gradually dropping weight, losing weight. But look at how they were healthy. Like that, they can't tell me that TB. That story I can only buy from the better part of the devil to come and tell me that TB. That's a lie. Doctor. And the only thing they can say to come out to clear the side, they already came out. They don't want for the police to be ugly. They say, oh, they get heart TB. That get no heart TB. That's a lie. They will not even come out that thing. And that other thing with that pack, I will never validate that part because of course that ADC airline fell over there 2 times to that identical place. And when they were coming to build that park, group of generals left from here, they went to Ghana. They went to let the aviation. And they said, I play right now, I do play for them to pay that thing. And they still force it and put it there. Then you say, okay. I just look, my child said, I can't even allow my child to go over there with take picture. God forbid when people coming, when God forbid anything happen over there, they will lose their life. That place is not a due place to build that park. You got places going to Bunny Highway. You got vast land there. You got places going to even the RIA. You got good land there. You couldn't go to build that place. They have what they say that FC that you build that general place, and I think it's not a due place. So nobody more going to for it. For me, any government that comes to break that place down and bring out that FC good. How much money?
Okay, my man. You buy what you call it. Game one.
DJ Loman. Let's take another call on that.
You want all the time. What up, we need to call, brother? 0770-102-102-886 010383 555-102-102. We're still taking your course. Yeah, we're looking at the videos and other things from the Ministry of Information. They are set up, and we'll soon be coming up with the report. Yeah. So, what do you think will be the outcome of the report? We still taking your course. Keep it coming in.
This
person.
I go back to the original camera. Is all right now. Is here?
Is he? I
just saw the man picture of the camera. The camera got blurry. That man got you.
Good morning.
Yes, hello. Good morning. Yes, good morning, Boyka, and good morning, Henry. I was just watching the show. And, well, this is Dr. Rockefeller Cooper, by the way. And I was just listening, and I was shocked to hear that it is being stated that Princess Cooper's death is somehow related to tuberculosis.
Yeah, well, we've heard some people say that, but it's nonsense. We don't believe it. We are not doctors or forensic people, but we just don't believe it. Doesn't make sense.
Well, the crime scene, the evidence on the death scene, I just wanted to be made clear that it is humanly impossible, clinically impossible, that that her cause of death will be related to tuberculosis. So this is just what happened.
Dr. Cooper, can you tell us why you think that it is clinically impossible?
It is clinically impossible. It is not possible for a person, even with tuberculosis, to have expelled that amount of blood from the body. I'm not even going to the forensics, which is my turf. But just looking at the death scene as well as other photographs that I have seen, there's no way that this death could be related to tuberculosis. Because what they are now saying, if that is true, is that the cause of death has to do, that would be end-stage, a person with end-stage tuberculosis disease. I also have videos of the young lady, in motion, not just the still photos that people have seen a lot on social media. It is not possible, but this is where we are today. There's a whole lot of other information that I will be willing to release on this matter, because the Liberian people deserve to know. So after I believe at 11 a.m. there should be a meeting today where the report will be discussed. After that, then I will now go ahead to attack people directly on the subject matter. This case would not be swept under the carpet. Enough is enough. The test run was done when the auditors died. Now, other families now basically have no hope. So, but this time around, Princess Cooper matter will not be swept under the carpet. I guarantee anyone that.
Ask Dr. Cooper whether the clinical pathologist is qualified to do this autopsy.
Because, yes, go ahead.
Yeah,
Did you have a question?
He's asking whether the clinical pathologist is qualified to do the autopsy.
So here is the thing. A clinical pathologist, if Liberia indeed has one, is certified to carry out hospital-based autopsies. There are two types of autopsies, Henry. You have a hospital-based autopsy, which you tried to explain earlier on, and I'm going to dive into that so that the Liberian people will know. So you have the clinical-based autopsy, and you have a medical legal autopsy. Now, medical legal autopsy is what a person like me is able to carry out, because we want to establish cause and manner of death. Cause and manner of death, the person died from a gunshot wound, okay? But was it suicide or homicide? Just because you die from a gunshot wound doesn't mean necessarily someone killed you, or it doesn't necessarily mean that you kill yourself. You need to have specialized training. I've been in this game for over 10 years. When it comes to clinical-based autopsy, for example, a person has been going to JFK. The doctors have been struggling to manage them. The person passed away, and so now they go through a clinical autopsy to study the tissues, the tissues of the body or the organs, so that a blueprint will be derived in order to help other medical staff understand the condition. Just how, like, for example, let me just step off base for a second. We had the issue like with Ebola and COVID. After some time now, we had a blueprint to know exactly how to approach, infections whenever they came about. Same type of scenario. An example of this now with a clinical pathologist, one, a person died from congestive heart failure. We can go ahead and do the autopsy, for example, study the heart and organs, and then to know exactly what the findings are, when we can share that with medical students so that they would know exactly.
Tell him we would like him to come on the show tomorrow as our guest.
When it comes to dealing with people with congestive heart failure, as well as, other staff on the floor, meaning other doctors, so that we know how to approach it.
So
case should... Yes.
Dad, can you be our guest tomorrow morning after the autopsy report has been put out today, please?
Yes, it will be my pleasure. But this case,
so you will come on tomorrow.
You have been treated as a criminal investigation, and not to look at. Besides that, it is not possible. It is this. This is the worst form of. I don't know what to even say this morning, but this is embarrassing for anybody who has gone to medical school to look at the amount of blood that relates to this case as far as the scene is concerned, and to call it a death by tuberculosis. This is absolute nonsense.
But I ask him one question. So if indeed, as they're saying, that she died, if they say that it was TB, Would her boyfriend and the people close to her who were in physical proximity, would they not have TB too?
Oh, of course. That means that now this is just as good as now for us to say that you have a patient in Liberia who has a chronic and infectious disease or communicable disease just passing around. So now I guess the Ministry of Health now has a new task. They need to go ahead now and start doing a contact tracing to see if these people are infected, which, by the way, like I said, is subtotal nonsense, you know. But this is so frustrating. This is the same issue that we had when the auditors died. This is the same nonsense that we had when Matthew Innes was killed as well. So this is the new trend that is going to that is now going to the cloud of confusion, so I should say, that is now going to hang above Liberia, where qualified people will not be brought in to do these cases, and it will be stated that the country has its own pathologists. Then you run now into a situation where you are giving, a subtotal nonsense as the results. So this is the trouble that is coming.
Okay. Dr. Rockefeller Cooper, it will be our pleasure at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow to have you on. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. Thank you very much, Doc.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, folks, there you have it. That's Dr. Rockefeller Cooper. He is a pathologist, a forensic pathologist, Liberian, based in the United States. I believe Alabama. We used to have him on. I remember when Harry Greaves was killed.
Yeah.
We brought him on. That's when we first brought him on. That's years ago. So we're going to have him tomorrow morning with us. So we'll talk about this. He's going to join us live in studio. So that, Boaga, is it true that they say the press conference has just started?
Yeah.
So they're about to read out the stuff now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a few more calls. Maybe we'll end the show earlier so that we can go and watch it.
Yeah, so our people can follow.
Yeah.
I'll take that person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Boakai. Good morning, Costa. This is Vitus Willis Amigo calling from Munich. Boakai, I think this man, Waterspoon, the Spoon TV, you people, they have to be careful how they disseminate information to the people, especially through Kefasan. Exactly, this is the same thing that happened in Nigeria through a channel television.
Hello. Oh, okay. Sorry, we just messed up on you there. Let's take this other person. Good morning. Welcome. Okay. Sorry. Your line just went off like that. But because we will have to wrap it up and follow the report.
Yeah. We have to watch it. That's very, very important. So we're going to end this. We're very, very sorry. We know we got thousands of you watching and listening via the other app, but we have to end this. We want to go and watch live as they present that stuff. Tomorrow, we're going to be back here. Dr. Rockefeller Cooper will be our guest from 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, which will be 11:30 a.m. Liberian time. Thank you so much. We're gonna go and watch that and now. Bye. We'll be here tomorrow. Bye bye.